My name is Bridget. I'm here on our CI Live series. I'm on a couple different video series, but for those of you that don't know me, I run our food retail manufacturing team, covering lots of topics. I'm here today with the head of our market reporting team, Estela, who is our kind of specialist on the fruit juices and canned food space. So we have lots of fun stuff to talk about with fruit juices. How's it going, Estela?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Lee. How are you?
Good. Um, yeah, so your team, right, you guys cover all sorts of stuff and you cover the things that people like really, well, at least when I like talk to people personally about what I do for a living, these are the things that people get really excited about, like orange juice and things like that. So let's start with orange juice. That's been crazy the last couple of years. So what's the market, what's going on in the market right now?
Well, yeah, and I mean, juice is always orange juice is always a thing. It's the most consumed juice in the world. So anything impacting the orange juice market has actually a global wide impact. At the moment, what we have seen in the last couple of years have been we've seen the orange juice price really reaching record highs. I mean, the curve was like nearly vertical up there, and this was because of many reasons, but the key thing was a shortage in production, in raw material production in Brazil. When we talk about orange juice, we have to link that to Brazil, to the Brazilian industry as the largest processor in the world. And in addition to the shortage, I mean, coupled with this shortage, the prices, wholesale prices increased, as I said, to record highs. That happened all in a sudden, let's say. So I'm basically from 1 month to another, prices could increase by 20%. So this didn't allow the industry, the other sector of the industry, private label industry, and also big brands in the US, for instance, to adapt to this new price scenario. So they were basically cut in there, and they couldn't respond properly to the contracts that were already signed with the retailing segment, and that led to collapse within the orange juice industry from the whole supply chain. Now, the situation has been softening in terms of pricing, and this is because on the demand side, the high prices have really impacted consumption from the end consumer, but of course from the retailers as well, who were not keen to continue with this price rise. And so the industry basically is now adapting, and there is a moment at the moment there isn't any clear image of what is actually happening in terms of prices. There is not a clear market price at the moment, but everything is suggesting that prices are declining, demand is recovering slowly, and we'll see what happens in the next, I mean, in the upcoming crop that is happening in June.
Yeah, so I know so and I do want to make sure we have enough time to talk about other juices, but orange juice, like you say, it's the
Mhm.
biggest one, so it's really important. Um so I remember a couple years ago when prices started rising, when stocks had gotten really low, I think you told me you had said people in the industry were saying 5 seasons before it got back to normal. I think that would have been 2 or 3 seasons ago. Um and then, you know, what we would expect, right, with really high prices that you'd start to see production expanding. But, between citrus greening and area coming out of production, I know in Florida, they're losing a lot of area. Um, are we seeing, I mean, what is like what's the longer term outlook? Are we seeing production increase in Brazil?
Actually, it's super interesting how the industry is reacting. Yes, production is increasing in different areas within Brazil, because it's true that greening actually is having a great role in this shortage of production of raw material. Greening is the disease that is affecting the trees, and it has been affecting the trees really historically, but now is reaching levels that have been never seen before. So the Brazilian industry is increasing production in different areas out of the citrus belt. But at the same time, other origins out of Brazil, mainly in the Mediterranean and South Europe, they are also increasing production. There is a very big role that Egypt, well, when I say very big, everything is relative, okay? But there's a significant role that Egypt is leading within orange juice production. Now there are more investments in factories actually happening right now. Factories that are based in Europe are investing in Egypt because Egypt has a huge orange crop and they can actually provide the raw material to kind of offset the Brazilian production shortage. Kind of, really partially. I mean, we are talking about an industry, the Brazilian industry, that it takes about 85% of the exports worldwide. I mean, it's huge,
Yeah,
huh?
no, they're
So,
the
but
world
it's
supplier, yeah.
but it's an
Um,
offset. So yeah, there
yeah,
are improvements. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, we've certainly seen, with the shortages of raw material, right, product, right, from South Africa and places going to juice processors in
Mm.
Brazil and like that. But yeah, no, more processing facilities in Egypt is really interesting. So something for people thinking about their long-term sourcing strategies to think
And
about.
actually, at the
Okay,
moment, oh sorry, well,
no, I'm conscious of time, so I do want to as much as we'll come back on orange juice in another video. I want to make sure we cover some other stuff. So apple juice. I know there was some challenges with last year's crop in Europe, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
that was
Yeah,
actually what I
market.
was, yeah, what I was
Yeah.
going to mention, apple juice. So again, with the concentrate, because the issue at the moment regarding volatility in terms of juices affects really the concentrate specification. Apple juice concentrate, well, it's pretty stable at the moment right now. I mean, it's true that prices in Europe started to rise significantly from October with the crop last year, and this was linked directly to the increase in raw material prices and also to the strong demand of the fresh fruit in Poland and in Europe. But everything has been stabilizing in the last couple of months, and at the moment we get firm prices. I mean, they are not decreasing suddenly, but it's a softer market. Yeah. What I was going to mention regarding to orange juice, there is a similarity with pineapple juice concentrate at the moment. This is a
That
very
was
key.
going to be my next question because I
That was
know
that. Yeah,
it's
this
some
is a
challenges in
really
Costa Rica, right?
correct.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there is a high volatility at the moment. Prices rising significantly, like 25% on a monthly, 20% on a monthly basis, between 15 and 20% on a monthly basis. We are talking about the Southeast Asia origin, so Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. This price increase is mainly because of, again, shortages across all these countries. Raw material pineapple really affected by drought in Thailand. This has been an ongoing thing for at least 3 years. Thailand, who is the leading producer of the juice, is seeing a harvest that is half of what it should be. So yeah, so the impact is quite big. Now they are scared. I mean, there is a concern now among the industry, the pineapple juice industry, whether these surge in prices can affect demand, as has happened with oranges. So it's a very unstable market at the moment. Prices continue rising because there is a very strong demand, there is short supply, so the perfect storm, right? But let's see what happens in the medium term.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw, right, a couple, when orange juice prices were going higher, a couple years ago when pineapple was still, supply was available, you saw some, you know,
Hmm.
um, processors, right? I mean, doing blends and things to try and kind of offset some of that. Last question I'll have for you just before we go. So I know, right, with the shortage in orange juice, right, there's, it really squeezed, not from concentrate supplies, right? A lot of buyers had to, there just wasn't supply available. You had to get concentrated supplies. Are we seeing that happen with pineapple as well now?
Um, well, actually, the raw material that is used for concentrate, for pineapple juice concentrate, is not the same as for
Okay.
pineapple NFC juice. So, but actually, yeah, it's a good question because NFC juice is mainly manufactured in Costa Rica, Costa Rica specializes in these specific juice. They are the largest processors in the world and maybe the only ones. But they are also having long-standing issues with the raw material price, with the raw material supply and price. So again, we see high challenges here. Prices for the NFC juice are increasing for this current season. Contracts are on the level of, I can mention the price at the moment, but in the level of above $1,000 CFR Europe per metric ton. So this is a very high price, and things are not looking easy for Costa Rican processors, pineapple processors. This is also having an impact on IQF, pineapple IQF. This is frozen pineapple and also fresh pineapple, targeting exports, the export market in the US and in Europe. So again, very complex, tight supply in Costa Rica, as well as in Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Juice prices are rising, and let's see what happens in the short term.
Yeah, no, a lot of volatility with juice right now. So yeah, so I will just that is about the time we have for this. So I just want to let everybody know. So if you're a subscriber to our service on Connect, we do Estela and her team put out an update on fruit juices every month, as well as updates across all sorts of other specialty products, from cardamom to avocados, to canned tomatoes, to all sorts of things. So I'm sure we'll have lots of interesting stuff to talk about in the future. Yeah, thanks so much, Estela.
Thank you, Lee.